know, Spider-Man fans, I think we just got our swagger back. Oh! Because not only do we get our first official look at the new suit in Spider-Man! Brand new day, and all I gotta say is I used to pray for times like this. It's perfect. Perfect down to every little detail. But we also got some insane new updates that reveal who Sedi Sink is gonna be playing in this movie, as well as some other villains that could potentially be appearing in the film. This shit got me feeling like Daredevil, man. I'm about to let out a primal scream. Rah! And you know me, if I start seeing dots, I'm gonna connect them. But this news is amazing, spectacular. Some might even say it's incredible. There's gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky. And either way, me and you know what we gotta do. We gotta talk about it. You know what? Boom! You looking for this? So today, Sony and Marvel Studios decided to give us our first official look at the suit before we got set photos. It's so beautiful. It's like they listened to me, or I willed it into existence, or I'm just delusional. Roll the damn tape. Dun, 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 dun. Jumping around like a boxer. Oh, the aura is crazy.
We ready?
Shit, I'm ready. I'm like SpongeBob, I'm ready. God, I need that more than I. First things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. But for real, like I said from the jump, it's perfect. Perfect down to every little detail. I mean, this is the most Spider-Man Peter Parker image that's ever Spider-Man Peter Parker imaged. I mean, it just looks like something all of the great Spider-Man artists would draw. Mark Bagley, John Romita, so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and dissect this a little further. Because it definitely looks like it's the same suit from the end of No Way Home, except, you know, it's practical. It's not just a CGI PS5 cutscene. And this side by side here I put together really shows you the differences, but the similarities between the two suits. I mean, obviously this suit right here was just CGI, so they were just working off concept art. They didn't have an actual physical suit. So they made some minor changes, like I think first and foremost, they muted the color palette a little bit. So while the red and blue are very prominent, they're not as saturated as this suit. But I think that's a good thing for like CGI purposes and actual filmmaking purposes. And if you look at the Spider logo, they're essentially the same, except the bottom four legs are just a little bigger, which I absolutely love. But if we also hit that zoom and enhance, you can see they actually added some texture to whatever type of fabric this suit is made out of. And to be fair to the CGI suit at the end of No Way Home, we couldn't really tell if it had texture or not because, like I said, it's just CGI. But here you can see it has those little like honeycomb paneling that we've seen on previous Spider-Man suits like Tobey's and Andrew's. But I really love like the metallic feeling of the colors on this suit that really makes it stand out. And obviously we already glazed the raised webbing. I think it's I'm just glad that webbing wasn't too raised because I was worried it was going to be raised like this, and I don't know how I feel about this, even though this works for CGI purposes. But I'm really glad with what we got. Here's a full body image of Tom in this suit, and it's perfect, bro. It's just like, this is Spider-Man. And when you compare it to some artwork, it's like 1-to-1, just a muted color palette. And while we're at it, can we set Spider-Man Brand New Day during the winter at one point in time during the movie just for aesthetic purposes? Because this right here is cold. But I can't give you full judgment, Tom, because I need you to mask up and give us a back shot. Resume. Because Tom actually did give us a back shot. You just had to, you know, hit that brightness level up all the way and zoom in. I mean, you could barely see the back logo, but it looks like it's the exact same one from that end of No Way Home suit. I was hoping it would be more circular like the one from Homecoming, but this one looks a lot more sharper, which I like too. I like order. I love it. But what I really love is the web shooters. I love how they're very noticeable. Like, to me, that just means everything. So now I just need to see him with that mask on. Fucking mask on. Because once I see him with that mask on, I'm sorry. I love Tobey. I love Andrew, but this might just end up being the best Spider-Man suit in live action. And I was hoping and praying that he would get a lot longer hair like 90s Spider-Man, but you know what? This length right here is perfect too. But now I'm really curious into what lens size they're gonna have for the mask, because if they could go crazy and go really big like Mark Bagley, or maybe they go the McFarlane route like up here, I definitely don't want to see this shit right here. None of this TASM shit. Personally, I would love any of these four besides the TASM one. All I know is, yes, please keep them expressive. I don't know how they're gonna do it because, you know, Tom made this suit himself. With a box of scraps! But I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks like everyone who thought this would be what the suit looks like in the movie actually kind of cooking. Even though this is a pre-existing image and everyone called it out like this is not what this new suit is gonna be, I think they're definitely taking inspiration from this. So I'm hoping the lens size is actually like this, because this to me is perfect. And now we have the perfect how it started Tom Holland Spider-Man suit, how it's going Tom Holland Spider-Man suit, and oh my goodness, it is beautiful. I feel like we gotta hit one of them TikTok edits. Does it ever drive you crazy? I'm getting old as shit. But moving on outside of the suit news, we also got information, more specifically rumors on who Sedi Sink is gonna be playing in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and all I gotta say is I was right. So ever since it was announced that Sedi Sink was gonna be playing a role in Spider-Man Brand New Day, a potential new love interest, everyone's fan speculation and theories were fucking crazy. Definitely the one that I did not like at all and I thought was really dumb is that she's playing the real new Mary Jane. No. Of course, everyone thought she could be Jean Grey just because, you know, she looks like Jean Grey, but I never thought, why would they introduce the new MCU X-Men in a Spider-Man Sony movie? It made no sense to me. Marvel is not going to share revenue for one of their characters. They can make all their money by themselves. And this one was never reported. It was actually a fan theory that everyone took as like an actual rumor, was she was going to be playing Mayday Parker, specifically Tobey Maguire's Mayday Parker, and no. Why the fuck would Tom Holland be interested in his own daughter from a different person? That's so Game of Thrones. And if you've been following me, who have I been saying she's going to be playing? From the second we got that casting announcement, I thought she was going to be playing Carly Cooper, who is a very prominent character in the Brand New Day run. She's a forensic scientist for NYPD. God, a forensic scientist for the NYPD who becomes romantically involved with Peter at one point and turns into like a goblin. We don't need to go down that route. But my theory was that she was going to be playing Carly Cooper or an amalgamation of Carly Cooper and Jean DeWolf, which would explain why a lot of insiders thought she was playing Jean Grey. Just because the death of Jean DeWolf's storyline could be a good way for them to do the MCU's version of death of Gwen Stacy. Plus it would be meta because in the comics, Jean DeWolf always had a crush on Spider-Man, but she never let him know that. And well, according to Scooper, Divinity Seeker, who has a very hit or miss track record, but I'm going to believe this one because we're getting a lot closer to production, so they probably got some legit details. They are exclusively confirming that Sedi Sink will portray a brand new, say that again, character named Carly in the upcoming Spider-Man Brand New Day movie. And the twist is that she's an amalgamation of two characters from the comics. Now, one thing to note is that the character's name is spelled C-A-R-L-Y, not C-A-R-L-I-E. A lot of people are like, she's not Carly Cooper, she's not Carly Cooper. Yes, she's fucking Carly Cooper because we get a character description that says Carly is a brilliant forensic scientist who becomes a mysterious ally to Peter Parker, but her impulsive investigation instincts lead her to uncover a shadowy organization, ultimately forcing her to seek Peter's help to survive. And apparently there's some giant twist with her character. Now, to be fair, I'm kind of right, kind of wrong. I did get the Carly Cooper and amalgamation part right, but I don't think they're going to be mixing her with Jean DeWolf. A really crazy one would be if she's like a mix of Menace / Lily Hollister or an Osborn. That would be fucking crazy. It actually would be in line with how they made Ned Leeds an amalgamation of Genki, even though Ned Leeds is only Hobgoblin for like a cup of coffee. I mean, that could be an interesting way to do Menace because, you know, Menace is kind of a villain. But if I had to guess, she's the one that discovers that Martin Lee is Mr. Negative and he's doing some shady shit, and that's how we get the conflict between Mr. Negative and Spider-Man. But I want to know what Peter Parker's job is in this movie. Is he going to be a photographer?
I'm a photographer.
Yes, I can see that.
Is he going to be working for J. Jonah Jameson? I need J.K. Simmons back as JJJ, and to him have that hater energy. Lex, it's not enough. I need him to surpass Lex Luthor from Superman. 1A, 1A, 1A. Plus, we know Zendaya's MJ is still in this movie, so I really wonder what her role could be. I know it's going to be a lot smaller, and I've said this ad nauseum, but I really hope the scenes of him looking over MJ in this movie play out like the Tazza movies. Maybe a brief little interaction at the most where he like bumps into her by accident. She's like, "You look familiar" or something. That would be corny though. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Moving on to some very interesting news. Started getting reports that Kingpin could be appearing in this film, which, you know, after the events of Daredevil Born Again, this man is the mayor of New York City. So I think that makes a whole lot of sense unless they, you know, somehow take him down already in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which we know is going to take place before this movie. With the current political climate and all vigilantes being outlawed, it would make sense for us to see him. But other industry insiders like My Time to Shine Hello have started to say that Kingpin is not going to be in Brand New Day. And me, I was confused too when I heard that he was going to be in it because Vincent D'Onofrio himself said that Wilson Fisk cannot be in any films of the MCU due to a weird rights issue. And I'll be honest, in the long run, I would have liked to see Kingpin in a Spider-Man movie, but the fact that we can't see him ever is kind of weird. There's got to be a way that they can come to terms. And also, while all this is going on, where is Daredevil, brother? Like, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that he's teaming up with Punisher and Hulk because I've never seen Spider-Man and Hulk team up in a live action. I needed that more than I needed air when I was younger. But I also need Daredevil and Spider-Man teaming up. We got the Matt Murdock tease in No Way Home, so I thought, you know, this would have been the perfect opportunity to have Daredevil, but I don't know what they're doing. Regardless, I feel like we'll have some type of mention to Kingpin because he is the mayor of New York City. Maybe we'll see like a poster of him on a TV screen, but I don't think he's gonna have a role at all. That could be a nice way for them to be like, he's not in the movie, but he kind of is. And that's not even to mention all the crazy shit that we got announced yesterday, like Scorpion, Punisher, Hulk, and a whole plethora of villains that are going to be in this movie. But that's all the new news and updates we got for Spider-Man Brand New Day today. Let me know what you think about my thoughts, theories, and opinions down in the comments below. And as always, like and follow for more.